Today, we see made in Japan as a badge of quality and are willing to pay a premium for products made there versus products made elsewhere, even when they're made by the same Japanese company. The funny thing is that Made in Japan designation was originally forced onto Japanese products after World War II by the USA to help US citizens distinguish between high-quality American products versus cheap and low-quality Japanese ones. Today, the same can be said for things with a designation Made in China. Up until recently, it meant something was made as cheaply as possible with little to no attention to detail and/or quality. Well, when it comes to watches at least, the only thing that still holds true about Made in China designation is that they're still among the cheapest ones you can buy. It is the same case with this Seagull 1963 Air Force chronograph. Despite its history of being the first mechanical chronograph China ever made, and despite still using the same movement it used to originally in the 60s, made entirely in-house by Seagull, and despite the origins of the movement being traced to a respected Swiss manufacturer Venus that sold the blueprints, tooling, and know-how to the Chinese, who then slightly upgraded it from the Venus 173 to the Seagull ST19 as it is known today, this thing will set you back just a few dollars above $200, a price that can't even get you an entry-level Seiko diver these days. This is the infamous unofficial version, even though I'm sure that it is made in the same place as the official one, that still, even at double the price, is a true bargain compared to other mechanical chronographs on the market. This is the most affordable mechanical chronograph you can buy, and when you take into consideration the history and facts I just stated a minute ago, it makes you wonder where the money is saved on. It certainly isn't in the specs department, as you get a manual wind column wheel chronograph that is actually harder and more complicated to produce than even the Omega's 1861 Moonwatch movement. You get a stainless steel case, not chrome-plated brass like on many Soviet watches. And in this variant at least, you get a sapphire crystal, even though you can opt for historically correct acrylic for pretty much the same price. They even throw in 3 straps, a military-inspired green NATO and 2 leather ones. They're nothing spectacular, but still they're not complete garbage. With all that taken into consideration, I was pretty sure that the price level will be revealed when I get up close using my macro lens. Some of the prettiest watches I reviewed were a disappointment under macro as it showed scratches, dust particles, and overall poor quality. But this thing, no matter how close I got, showed no flaws and impeccable finishing on pretty much every part of the case, dial, and hands. The movement does reveal it is not high-end, but again only under macro, whereas even that looks amazing to the naked eye. I was blown away by the quality of this. I have seen Rolex watches costing 100 times more than this with more flaws. Even the accuracy took me by surprise. This one has been within 2 seconds per day ever since I got it. And the chronograph starts, stops, and resets perfectly with everything lining up. This really shows how fast Chinese watch industry is moving forward, as just a couple of years ago I reviewed their watches that would die before I finish all the recordings. Just like their car industry that was a joke 15 years ago but is now showing potential of disrupting the car world, their watch industry is starting to change the bad connotations we have made when Made in China is mentioned. This watch is a perfect example of this, and it has completely transformed my opinion about Chinese watches. Maybe previous generations were not on as high of a level as this one is, but this current one can easily take on watches costing 10 times as much. It really is that good. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.